Yeah, for me it's second time here, and at the first time it's very exciting here. So it's a nice venue, nice co-speakers, and nice crowd that's sitting there and listen to us. So I enjoy it. Well, vulnerabilities are the things that you have to know, but without the threat, there is no data breach, for example. So you need to figure out both. So there could be a vulnerability, but no threat because you have some countermeasures in front of it. So when you have both, then it could be a problem. So that's why you have to keep both in mind. The most news that I get is I'm needing some newspapers and some IT security books and that stuff, but most of the things that I get is from Twitter. So all my security colleagues and friends are on Twitter, so you follow them and then you get already everything you needed.
Okay.
And by participating a couple of conferences. Strange story, yes. Yeah, how it started. So in the beginning I was, let's say, a normal network administrator, configuring firewalls and that stuff, and then at a certain time, I think it was 2005, then we had an incident in the company, and that's the thing where I shifted my complete working thing and moved to the security. And from that, in the first time, it was just like network security, firewall configuring and that stuff. And then it completely switched now into hardware hacking and that kind of IoT security and so on. And yeah, I think it's going more and more in this area because hardware security, IoT security, it's coming more and more because more and more devices are connected to the internet. Mm-hmm. And they are so, I always say Internet of shit. The things with the yacht hacking stuff that I'm currently presenting about vulnerabilities that I found in a vendor of internet routers for yachts. And so I'm currently working on some other stories, trying to hack a remote control for yachts. So if that is working, then you can remote control, just get a new bearing and a new speed, and the yacht will change the direction and the speed for that. Okay. So it will work, I think. I'm optimistic. Okay. Personally, I more like the red team because you don't care about cleaning up the stuff afterwards. So just break it and show them, so here are the problems that you have to fix. So at the blue team, then you have to analyze it also. That's also a fun part. But then cleaning up the stuff and try to configure it in the proper way, that's then the hard work. Okay. So that's why I'm more like the red stuff. Yeah, the humans are the weakest links. So it's very easy. So why should I hack a firewall when it's easier to ask the people, give me your password, and they give? Because they don't care. The problem is, I think most of the day in the companies, they get not the attention that they needed. So when a social engineer is coming and is polite and honestly and asking and giving a good feeling about his work that he has done, the employee is then easily falling against social engineering attack. Mm-hmm. Awareness campaigns is one part, but also train them for some specific stuff about social engineering attacks, for example. Mm-hmm. So calling by not known people on the phone, not giving away too much information and so on. Even not to share so much information on your social networks, so like LinkedIn, Twitter, Thing or whatever. So when you look at that, so you can see already so many information about what techniques or firewalls a company is using by just looking up the administrators of the companies. So then you already know, okay, they're using the firewall brand X, they're using antivirus from this vendor, and so on. So just don't share it. Thing point one should be patch management, but not only patching, all the things what can be done, so it must be combined with the second part and make a threat model about that. So if it is a machine, it's not connecting to the internet and so on, so it maybe must not be patched. But when it has a connection to the internet and it is reachable from the internet, you should patch it. So that's in the second part, make a threat modeling about that. Third one, educate the employees. Fourth one, not only rely on one vendor, just mix up things. For example, antivirus on the gateways using a different vendor as on client machines. And another good thing could also be to also not relying on one vendor in your network environment. So just mix up little things, and network segmentation is very important. So encapsulate your productive environment from development environment. Database servers should not be reachable for normal employees, for example. It should only be via the application. So network segmentation about of your environment is very mandatory. And have some firewalls in place for that. I'm mostly friendly then, polite. I try to look up in front of it how the people are acting, what kind of clothing they're wearing, what is normal behavior for them, and then just acting like them. And sometimes a box in the hand could help to open the door. So be helpless people, so can you open the door please for me? So that are the things that mostly work.
Okay. So thank you.
Bitte.